What is that?
Jesus Christ Superstar.
That's exactly what it is. That's really not on theme. It's Andrew Lloyd Webber.
It's Angelo Weber.
But I should be doing. Look, there's one person viewing and it's you on your phone.
No?
Oh, you were just. I thought you were just in it.
There are people here.
Oh, hello. Hi, friends.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. We're here for a Saturday night. Well, it's Saturday night for us. It might be the daytime. I can't read any of this if I take off my glasses. It might be the daytime for you, the morning. As always, let us know where you are joining us from in the world. But we're here for some theatrical chat and to do this Starlight Express jigsaw puzzle. 1,000 pieces. Will we get that done in like 2 to 3 hours? I hadn't even thought about it.
Sometimes. It's 1,000 pieces, so I don't know.
On the way home after watching Electra, that was an experience, isn't it just? We've got watchers from New York, the UK, Edinburgh, Sydney, Oxford. Evening from Runcorn, England. Evening to you, Tom. Who will win the Olivier Award for Best Musical Revival, please? Hello, Dolly. Oh, I don't know. Fiddler got nominated for a record, not record-breaking, but a record-matching number of nominations. Kind of would be very shocking at this point for that to not win. And Starlight's still running, Oliver's still running. Dolly, I think, maybe has the least impetus to win because it's got no future production ahead of it.
And I feel like the thing with Dolly is that Imelda's kind of the award for them.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't get as many creative awards noms as people would have expected.
Hello in Chicago. Have heard of the next normal production in Switzerland. Yeah, in Swiss German. Yes, our friend Will was telling us about that and explaining what that meant exactly. Because Switzerland is always a country whose relationship to language I find interesting and confusing. Hello in Massachusetts. Is that near where Two Strangers Carry a Cake is good? Yes.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Two Strangers Carry a Cake across New York has recently announced it will be having a little regional US run in Boston at the American Repertory Theatre. That's in Massachusetts. Who is your Tony winners this year? Haven't seen enough of them yet.
No, we haven't seen enough to know. We both are like, have our fingers crossed that maybe Happy Ending will get some love.
Rooting for maybe Happy Ending. And Sunset to get the nominations and wins that it deserves.
It'd be nice to see UK Mincemeat and
Jack Malone.
Yeah.
Hello in Seattle. You're wearing a sweatshirt from one of my favorite shows. This is from Water for Elephants. Do you think Titanic could extend in London? Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Hi from Cincinnati.
I had a dream. We were flying to Cincinnati.
Yes, you said this, yes.
It just came to me the other day. I had a dream. We were meant to be flying to Cincinnati, but our flight got cancelled. And I was like, oh no, now we can't get to Cincinnati. I have no idea why. Presumably it was for theatre, because that's always why we travel. Perhaps the zoo was involved. I don't know.
Leah, I'm hopeful that Titanic will extend. I think that it has those noms as well, which hopefully will just give it a big, nice, long life. I'd like to. It's nice in that theatre, and I don't think it's too big, like, to sell tickets.
I believe Switzerland is sort of a melting pot of multiple different languages because of its French, German, Italian bordering nature. But you know me, I'm not Mickey Jo Places. Geography is not the strong suit. Charlie, you saw me live. Thank you. That's a beautiful segue for me to remind you that I'm going to be live from the Phoenix Arts Club in London tomorrow. If you want to spend your Sunday evening doing something stagey, then you can head on down. We still have lots of tickets. And you can enjoy an evening of chat and song and some musical theatre trivia questions with myself. Mason Alexander Park, currently in Much Ado About Nothing, is going to be joining me. Claudia Karaoke.
And Charlie's already booked for it.
Charlie's already booked. Charlie, you're a star. But if you can't make it to the Phoenix Arts Club, but you want to watch something just like this, but with more singing and stuff going on tomorrow night, then you can also stream from anywhere in the world, and there's a link to get tickets in the description of this live stream. Yeah, we've seen Maybe Happy Ending twice.
We saw it twice, not on a most recent trip, but twice on the same trip because we loved it that much.
Yeah. You could see me playing Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music. Would you accept the role if it was offered? I feel like I would love to be at least 10 years older to seem like I've believably fathered 7 children. But it does stand to reason if I was to marry a woman, it would probably be a nun. So, in that regard...
Apologies for the bottle noise.
I have done The Sound of Music. I played Rolf, given it, "You wait, little girl, on an empty stage for fate to turn the light on." My mother cried. She loves a classic. What else do we have here? Shuffle this over so you can still join us. I'm seeing multiple questions about Orville Peck in Cabaret. I don't think the mask is going to stay on.
I don't think it's staying on.
I think it's a reveal, but you have to go and see the show for the reveal.
He's already teased that he's not going to be.
Everyone was like, "Oh no, the mask in the promo." I'm like, the MC is not a beacon of like authenticity and humanity as a character.
He also, I don't think they will show any publicity with it off. I think regardless, even if he's not wearing it for the whole show, I don't think they would have ever revealed imagery with him not wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think until there's a performance that happens, don't take anything that they're showing publicly as fact.
Yeah. Aaron and I would love to do a show together. I would love to do a show with Aaron. I haven't asked him this. We shall see.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Apologies, everyone. I just noticed there was
It's like blue tack or something. Oh, I might know where that's from.
Oh no.
I think maybe I got that on the sofa.
Ah.
It's fine, it's gone now. Oops. That's when I was changing all of our... Can this turn far enough to see? Maybe later. When I was putting up our seating plan artwork. I was about to respond to something. Tony nominees for Best New Musical. If there are going to be 5, I think...
From what everybody's told us, Dead Outlaw is kind of a lock.
Buena Vista Social Club.
Maybe Happy Ending.
Operation Mincemeat.
And then it could be Boop. It could be Death Becomes Her.
Boop or Death Becomes Her for the 5th.
Yeah.
Not to write off shows that haven't even opened yet, but that's...
I think...
That feels like the expectation, at least. Things may change, Raoul. Things may change.
It's a season where a lot of shows have been somewhere else before. And, like... Buena Vista Social Club and Dead Outlaw have both done an New York Awards already, so we know that they like them, the awards voters do.
Yeah.
But then obviously we know about Mincemeat, and maybe Happy Ending got a critic's pick.
Yeah. Who's your favourite Skylar sister? Angelica, easy.
I mean, Angelica's like who I would say straight away. I just know somebody who's playing one of the Skylar sisters, and it's not Angelica.
Oh, she plays 2 of them sometimes, but
yes,
not Angelica. Yes,
but Angelica is my favourite.
So this is a jigsaw puzzle that we bought. If anyone's watched it's upside down. If anyone has watched we flew to Germany, or we didn't fly to Germany. We went to Germany to see Starlight Express vlog. You will have seen that we bought the jigsaw puzzle. I wasn't going to buy it, despite the fact I love a jigsaw puzzle. And then genius Aaron James was like, we could frame it. I was like, done.
I just realised that's going to be bigger than this.
That's what the white thing is for.
I still think it's going to be bigger than
that. It still might be, but we can work on different sections at a time and then consolidate them. Doesn't that sound fun? Look, we have a surface. Then they can kind of see what we're doing at the same time. This is so smart. If I lower my chair... Oh, that goes really low down. Wow, I'm still going. Oh my gosh. I'm tiny. If you also lower your chair, they can watch us jigsaw puzzle. Ah! Let's not do that. Lovely. Okay. Here it is. That is the image we are trying to replicate here. 1,000 pieces. We will see. We're starting at almost exactly 10 o'clock. How easy is it to get to Bochum from Düsseldorf? Very easy. It's like a 40-minute train journey when the train doesn't stop for 20 minutes before the airport like it did for us.
Yeah, and then if you can get a bus from the station to the arena, and the public transport is included in your ticket to the city.
Is this the size it's going to be?
Oh yes, it is.
Do 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 do. Bam bam bam.
Well, it's gonna. If you've held the other end, then we'd extend it out. There we go.
Do do do. We're going to need a big frame.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Will you have space?
I hope so.
If not, we will have to rejig. Maybe I'll go in the bedroom.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Okay.
I feel like this might have to be like the Lego situation. So that
One
we can
person at a
focus-
time focuses, and the other person.
Probably. Especially as I feel like half of this is just going to be me trying to find the ends. Ah, found one.
Yeah. I believe the way that the streaming works for MickeyJoTheatre Live is that the recording stays live at the link.
Yes.
So I think if you buy a streaming ticket, you can watch it a little after the fact.
Yeah, I think if you join it late, you can go back to the start.
Yeah.
If you buy a ticket to it, I think it'll probably go down after a little while, maybe to the link. I've not asked anybody who know about that bit.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll be able to see the next normal pro shot outside the US. Yes. I'm seeing a Vita in the summer. I bought tickets before casting was announced, but super excited to see. Enjoy. Hello in Philadelphia, PA. Philadelphia, PA.
We know so many friends from Philadelphia.
Princeton, NJ.
I
How
thought
far
about this
are
recently.
they?
But I can list about 5-6 friends that are all from Philadelphia.
Yes. What's the next musical you're seeing next? That's a great question.
You're seeing stuff before I am.
But it's not musicals. I'm not seeing
No.
any musicals next week. No musicals next week. Week after, I'm going to some press events for musicals, actually. For some brand new musicals, which is very exciting.
I know what it is technically currently. Our next one. It's quite exciting. It's the first performance.
Austin Loud?
Oh, it is, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
At the Savoy.
I mean, it is, but
Yeah.
I was thinking about the one after, because that is
Hi,
it's
Joe.
a staged concert of
Yeah.
the musical. I was thinking of the next full production.
Charlie's seeing Hamilton and then coming to my live show, MickeyJoTheatre Live, in the evening. That's going to be
That's very cool.
tonal whiplash, if nothing else. I sang Hamilton at the last one. I'm not singing Hamilton at this one. Have I heard any rumors on the Two Strangers casting? A little bit. Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah. Madeline, you're seeing We Had a World at the MTC tonight. I am really eager to try and see that when next we are in New York, because Andrew Barth Feldman and Joanna Gleason, but also because Joshua Harmon. And I think that could be very exciting. I hope you enjoy. Seeing your lovely plants reminds me, I bought a huaboon at the theatre and it sparks joy. We want a huaboon.
But you know what's annoying? Even if we see an actual harpoon at maybe a happy ending, if we see it, we can't take it back to the UK.
Do you remember when I got that Les Mis poster in Paris?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't have a case, I just have like a carry-on backpack. I will just hop
No,
carry
but
it on
you're
the
not
house.
allowed to.
Oh, because you can't bring back
You
plants?
can't take plants back. Unfortunately, plants are a no-no. So I see that every time, and I think when would we ever even be wanting to take a plant back?
Yeah.
And then Harpoon was announced, and I was like, well, that's sad.
I haven't listened to the Maybe Happy Ending cast album since the full thing got released because
I listened to bits of it.
I'm waiting to do. Oh, hello, Eva Rice.
I mean, you could do the faces and stuff from here. I'm doing the borders.
I
What I've
can't-
noticed so far is all the borders just look the same.
This is Reva Rice, who played Pearl in Starlight Express, and is now still playing Mama in
She was the first Mama.
the Bockham production. Yeah, the first Mama with the gender swap of the character. I was in the middle of saying something. What was it? Oh yeah, I'm going to listen to the Maybe Happy Ending cast album when I have a camera on my face because I want to do a reaction. Because I've already reviewed it and I have so few opportunities to talk about Maybe Happy Ending, and I love that show so much.
Three musicals all revealed their cast recordings this week.
Yes, The Book Thief, Maybe Happy... Oh, this is going to tip. The Book Thief, Maybe Happy Ending, and...
Were we at the album
Why Am I
launch
So
of?
Single? We were at the launch. Why Am I So Single? Aaron's played me the Wild bonus tracks. We were...
Yes.
So the moment that Why Am I So Single dropped at midnight, we were at a club with Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss and the full
cast
West End
of the show.
cast and a couple more people.
Apart from one cast member, because they're currently in Toronto.
That'll do it. That'll
I'm
do it.
guessing. I'm gathering.
Much of, yeah, I think there were a couple more in absentia also.
It was very cool.
Are you making edge pieces or something?
Yeah. Is that other stuff?
I think I was focused elsewhere.
Yeah, and I'm going to
Talk me through what you've done here.
I'm going to do edge pieces, and then you can do character faces and put them together.
Okay. I think we might have to make it on the floor. Because
No.
if you're putting all the edge pieces
We
together...
can't put it on the floor because trying to lift from the ground means that it would fall apart.
Oh.
That's a no-no. What you should do is do faces, and then they can be together, and then we can build around them, and we're just gonna have to segment and then put together.
Yeah.
When we have a frame, so maybe it's a case of
Yeah. We're not wearing roller skates. No.
we are on roller chairs.
We are rolling chairs. They're rolling chairs. Sorry. That's why I'm not wearing roller skates. How early do you think you need to arrive for West End Live?
It gets busier every year, and
Before 10 a.m. That's for sure.
I mean, people have arrived at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. and got through fine.
If you want to be at Barrier, it is the night before.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is that it is big. So, like, if you're there pre the thing opening in the queue, you've got a good chance of getting in within the first two performers. There's not that much time between when they start letting people in and it starting.
Uh-huh.
That's one big thing.
Is this specifically pieces that have characters on, or is this just
No,
everything
that's just
not on
everything.
edge? Oh. Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, just finding the edge pieces is a lot.
I don't think we're finished. Somehow I don't think we're finishing this tonight.
No, I don't think so. I think this might be a series.
Okay. What are you going to wear for the Olivier's? My ticket says black tie. Does that literally mean only black tie? Black tie is a concept.
Just formal.
Not a literal thing. It means tuxedo. It means a suit and a tie, but red carpet fashions kind of expand that a little bit. I'm probably going to wear a suit and a shirt, and I think I'm going to not wear a tie. Bless you. I have so many bow ties, and I just don't wear them. But I'm going to do so in a smart way, not like a casual summer's day no tie, like a
These
red
pieces
carpet.
make my hands so dry.
Moment. Do you want to swap for a bit and do some
No, I'm alright.
question? Okay. I found another face. I'm a bit overwhelmed. I'm going to do some more questions. What else do we want to
that's
know?
fun.
Yes, we did see
Okay.
Caroline O'Connor in Hello Dolly at the Lido.
We did.
She was sensational, unsurprisingly. Going to New York in 10 weeks' time, seeing Little Shop of Horrors, Chicago, Sunset Boulevard, Pirates of Penzance, Lion King, Wicked, and Redwood. I like that. It's a nice mixture of long-running and new stuff. That's fun. How are you both tonight? How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm alright.
I'm good.
You've
I'm
had a
good.
nap.
I have had a nap. I just fell asleep after dinner on the sofa because I woke up early this morning and did a park run. Did a park run listening to musical theatre, including Clueless. Added into my running mix. Everything is perfect. Solid.
Does that have the dialogue in it?
No.
That makes sense, because I was going to say, if you're running...
That is the bane of my life. I love running to, like, Why Am I So Single's got some good running music. I like running to Disco Ball, but when Joe Foster starts talking to me about queer angst, it's like, Joe, I feel you, but I'm running a 4-minute and 30-second kilometer right now, and I can't be. I need us to stay with the pack. It's like Meatloaf used to be terrible for this when I used to run to. I would do anything for love, anything you've been dreaming, and then he, or Bad Out of Hell even, and then he gets to the bit where he slows down in the middle. He's like, "Man, I'm dying at the bottom of the," and I'm like, "No, Meatloaf, stay with me. We have to keep going. This can't do it." Oh, interesting. Saw Wild Rose in Edinburgh, not to be confused with White Rose in Marylebone. It's getting all 5-star reviews, but I had different feelings around it. Interesting. Feel free to expand a little more.
I haven't actually seen the reviews yet.
Neither have I. Apparently, it's getting all 5-star reviews.
I have a feeling it will be coming to London sooner rather than later.
Interesting.
I have literally had nothing like to prove that, but they have done so much press around that musical, which they don't often do for
I want to see it.
Edinburgh premieres, so that makes me hopeful. And I just want to see her in it because I absolutely like Dawn is one of like my
she's great.
I will see her in anything. And her performance in No Love Songs was so good.
It was. What do you think of Clueless? You will find out early next week. What theatre do you think Paddington will go to? Not the theatre it should. Who said that? Looking forward to onstage seating for Till the Stars Come Down. I missed it. I'm very excited that I get the chance to see it. I love when theatre allows me to right my wrongs.
I hoped it was going to. I'm glad it is.
Yeah. I hope Kenrex gets a transfer. Wouldn't it be cool if Kenrex and... although Kenrex is 2 acts. I just think Kenrex and Weather Girl should like play in rep at a West End theatre.
I mean, have you seen Weather Girl's already had to add 2 performances because it's sold out?
Both like very buzzy, very intense. They don't have that much in common on the face of it, but I feel like
they have 2 virtuoso performances. I think that's the thing. Like,
there's a kinship between them. I might do a review video. I've been thinking about this. If anyone watched my review video where I talked about the plays Eureka Day in English, I really liked getting to compare, contrast, and kind of talk about crossover themes, and I might do the same thing for Weather Girl and Kenrex. I have reviewed Kenrex already in short form, but America is Not Okay, a 2-play series. Yeah, I'm sure there's more if we really sat down and talked about it that could.
I mean, there's the whole thing about her mom and the villain, like the crossover kind of outcasted humans.
Yeah.
In society.
Have you seen your brief appearance on the Pippin stream? Did we make it on?
Did we make it in? I don't think
we were not sat in a good location to be in it. Whenabouts?
Please let me know.
We haven't watched it yet, but whenabouts?
Does that mean we are in it, or does that just mean could we see it ourselves?
Singing away. Oh, is it in the it's time to start living. Time to take a little from the world. What I need you to know is if the camera is on us at any point during that, I am, because I'm obnoxious, here's the thing. Because I am the obnoxious person that I am loudly, not appropriately, I am loudly singing the harmony line. This is at a moment in the show in Pippin, by the way, that they invite you. We were invited by Hodge. Patricia Hodge. I went Pamela, then Priscilla. I was like, neither is correct. Patricia Hodge invites the audience to sing along. Everybody sing with me. And everyone sings the tune. Oh, it's time to start living. Time to take a little from the world we're given. I'm obnoxious, so I'm loudly putting in the harmony line to make up for the fact that about 1,000 other people in the auditorium aren't. I mean, I think a couple more people are, because I'm not the only one.
There were many gay men in that audience.
But I'm there going, if I have a smile on my face and I look sweet, that's fantastic. Because what I'm really going is, oh, it's time to start living. Time to take time, because spring will turn to fall. I might even have pointed. I may have done that. So I can't wait to watch that. Thank you for letting us know. Ellen, good morning. Don't apologize for being late. That's okay. It's 8 a.m. where you are, and we're doing a puzzle in the middle of the night. Yeah.
You scared me then by saying in the middle of the night.
Do you think you will be in the 6th The Musical Pro Shot? If we are, I'll be astounded, because we were not at the performance they filmed.
We were not there.
Not at any of them. So that will be a real surprise to us if we're in it. You can see me in the SpongeBob one. That's the only other pro shot I think I appear in. Every 10 minutes I look at this puzzle and move a couple of pieces, and then...
Yeah, I was nowhere in view. I'm gathering I was nowhere in view when I was at the 42nd Street one, but I never thought about it.
You should watch it back and check. We'll have to have a...
I was sat next to the camera, so I doubt it.
But that's what I thought for SpongeBob. And then I was like, this camera right next to me. I'm never going to be in this. And then I was really heavily at the top of the second act. During
My fun fact is that I went on the stage right after.
Oh. Harold Fry has a great cast. Jack Wolf doing another musical.
I'm excited, but I'm also like... Oh no, because it's selling really well, which is amazing, but we don't have tickets yet.
Yeah. Yes, we were just talking about the ART doing Two Strangers. Very, very exciting.
Very happy. Especially as the Olivier Awards for the past 2 years have not loved it as much as they should. So I'm happy that it's getting a future life. It just so deserves it.
Have you ever seen Pride and Prejudice? Sort of. Yes, a couple times. Seen it a couple times. Big fan. Very funny. Justice for CB. Oh. CB. CB. Dennis got and made a disconnection. She threw that puzzle piece at me. Oh my gosh. Do you think Charlie Stemp will play the lead in Top Hat? I can't really see anyone else in the role. Not from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Did we hear American? Is that what we heard?
I've not spoken to anybody that knows information, so I have nothing. But what I will say is that Chichester have been revealing castings for shows a lot in the past week. So I kind of feel we might find out the casting soon, because they've literally announced casting for nearly 3 shows in the space of a week. So it would be cool to know who it is.
Anyone you're particularly rooting for at the Oliviers? Show one. It's hard. You'll find out when we do our video, when we talk about who we think will win and who we think should win. But that's going to be really hard, because there's a lot of really talented and deserving people that we're just really happy to see nominated.
Yeah, and I feel like
there's so many people that if they win, and some of them are in the same category, that if they win, I'm going to jump up and down and I'm going to scream.
For new musical, I think my heart will be with Benjamin Button.
Yes, I really hope so. And I think it deserves more recognition for more people to be made aware of it, and hopefully the Olivier win does that. Do you think Two Strangers will transfer off Broadway or Broadway if it does well? Yes, I assume that's the hope. And it absolutely should. I'd love to see Tom Zander win an Olivier. Me too. Will you be in NYC for the Broadway Earth Day concert in Times Square this year? It's the last Saturday in April this year. I saw you attended last year. Yeah, we only found out about it the night before, because our friend Michael Hull was doing the photographs, and he was like, I'm doing this thing in the morning if you wake up early. And so we did. I don't think... This is not going to be interesting information to anyone, but late April is a disadvantageous time to be in New York as a critic because the focus has shifted necessarily from press performances to Tony voters and awards season. So I kind of need to preempt that chapter to streamline my year. But more news on that front soon. More news on that front soon, I will say. I saw Eureka Day when it was in London and very on the money subject-wise, but needed rewrites. Interesting. I hope Liv Andrusier wins the Olivier. I would jump up and down. Are you going to West End Live this year? Yeah, probably. Probably, I expect so.
I think the weekend works. We've looked at it.
Yeah. We don't have plans to be out of the country yet in June.
I like documenting and sharing about what happens to people that don't get to be there.
I am hankering to do some puzzle. This is an edge.
Oh.
Do you want to switch at this time and chat to the people?
Sure.
There's not a million questions coming through. Are you going to the flea market? Always. Always.
Really?
Well, they haven't confirmed it yet, but
I thought they had announced today.
Then I don't know. Probably. One night in London, what would you both see? It depends on what. Is this like, do you have one night in London and you're asking us for our opinion? It depends what you've already seen and what you're looking for.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what your vibe of shows are.
Yeah.
Because there's so many like shows I would instantly recommend. But I always ask, how many shows have you seen already? What have you seen already? And what type of show you like? Because you can quickly say this, like a certain show, and it's definitely not the show for that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like for some people, like Titanic is the perfect show to recommend, whereas for others, it's Matilda or Les Mis or Oliver.
I'm concerned this may take years.
We didn't get to see this in my family. I'm really happy that it's coming to London. So I remember seeing about it when it was on there and that cast. So I'm really happy that we're seeing sort of Playhouse. Like we're seeing commercial producers try and do off West End runs that like they do off Broadway. It's feeling very exciting off West End as well as regionally for musicals. I'm happy to hear more new musicals getting runs because there's been a lot of American musicals being announced for the UK and runs at the minute, and
we're very light on new British musicals for the coming year,
especially in the West End or Olivier eligibility currently, which is kind of wild because when you think Mincemeat won, and then this year kind of the front runner is Benjamin Button, and like we've had in that time Two Strangers and Kathy and Stella and all these amazing new British musicals going to the West End. But next year is looking very, 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 very light for that. So I'm hoping we'll hear some fun news about new British musicals. Any plans to see the Frogs at Starlight Playhouse? I
believe I'm booked in for a press performance. They're very organised ahead of time. Things don't normally get scheduled that far in advance, but I am scheduled to see the Frogs, unless I have to reschedule that because by the time we get there, who knows what life is going to be. But yeah, I won't be missing the Frogs. How many times do you get to see the Frogs? Unless you go to Staffordshire Wildlife Reserve. That is a Why Am I So Single reference. Lounge.
Paloma said super excited to see the opening night with a K of A Knight's Tale in Manchester.
Lounge car. Is that presumably thingy?
Is that Ashley?
She's not called Ashley anymore.
Well, she's called Belle.
Belle, yes.
So Belle's the drinks car.
Yes, but there's a thing on the costume that says lounge, I think.
Oh, then probably Belle.
Yeah. I'm finding her piece is the easiest to find.
No, the Old Vic have not announced their summer show yet.
No, they have not.
They've only announced their first show of the season, which is the Brightening Gate, which opens soon. Other than that, nothing. Oh,
Bless you.
they've started. They've also announced a kids show, kids musical that's all do like the mornings.
There's about 50 million pieces of bridge here.
Rose went to see Benjamin Button today and loved it.
Yay! We love to hear that. Clear my track.
Do you have any really specific moments from different performances that live in your head rent-free?
Oh.
CC Strong's mix in Mary Poppins, always there.
Yes.
And the high kick, always there.
Oh god, I mean so many. The moment I'm just trying to think of different shows. Eddie Redmayne at the end of Cabaret turning back into the MC and shifting his physicality. No one's ever done that quite as menacingly. Well, Archie, in terms of summer shows at the Old Vic, there are a couple of productions they've been very openly developing and workshopping for a long time now that have kind of been open secrets.
There's a thing that, so I mean, it's public knowledge that they've been developing Pride.
Yes, based on the film of the same name.
By the director, who is the artistic director of the theatre.
Matthew Warchus.
And Matthew Warchus leaves next year. So we're like approaching the end. So you think...
And he's not scheduled to be going somewhere else.
No. And also, I don't think he'd take that somewhere else. So
like
I feel
Daniel
like
Evans has taken a project with him from Chichester to the RSC.
Yeah, and they're still co-producing it, which is nice. And it's going to go to Chichester still, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So it wouldn't shock me if it's Pride, but then also that could be next year. But I expect that to appear at some point.
Okay, now we're cooking on gas, everyone. I've put like 5 different pieces together. I take everything back. We're getting this done.
No, we are not.
Wait, how many days is this going to be just in our lounge?
I mean, I kind of knew this from the off, knowing how puzzles were. I didn't expect.
No, that's a leg.
It's
just need a bigger surface, I think, is the problem.
Yeah.
Do you separate the bag out to like and put it in that bit of box?
How do you mean?
Just pop it there and then sort from there. And I can kind of expand my efforts here. The Pride film was really good. Great film. What is your guys' dream role in Les Mis? What is your Les Mis dream role, Aaron James?
I don't know.
Never thought about it?
Probably JVG. But probably Jean Valjean.
JVG. I have played Jean Valjean in a youth version of Les Mis, which was my dream role at the time, and I got to sing it, which was real exciting. Any rumors about Mode from the Queue coming to New York? Not that I've heard, bafflingly, and I think it would really work.
I think at one point it probably was in active development, and then
there's no reason it couldn't still.
No, but I wonder if they have the specific theatre that they want, and that might.
I would love for it to be in the Lunt-Fontanne, but it's hard to sell a play in the Lunt-Fontanne. But it's set in the Lunt-Fontanne, so.
Well, this is my question: is whether it's a case of it would have to be a limited run, and it'd have to fit perfectly for season and everything, because Please be forgotten if they're not clever.
Yeah. Wait still, I swear it's me. Bow, 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 bow.
I think what's interesting actually is the New York planning of times with the Tonys such a more intricate and specific thing than it feels like we have here in the West End, where things do plan to like land well with the nominating times, but they're not as fussed because some of the biggest shows happen during summer, which is slap bang in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Well, what are you all doing for the next 12 hours? Because this, increasingly, I keep going backwards and forwards between, oh no, this is fine, and this is going to take years of our lives. I can no longer see the forest for the trees, I'll be honest.
I just love how you were like, this is going to be so like chill, easy. Like, I think we got too confident with the Lego.
Yeah.
The Lego was quite easy to.
That was deeply foolish. But that had step-by-step instructions. You just had to do the next thing. This, it's like it relies on us being able to do it. I think I could more easily if I could just sort them.
It's also, new jigsaw feeling pieces in hand. Not as fun a situation as holding new Lego.
Do you want me to bring in some hand cream?
Maybe. But then I don't want to get that on the pieces because then they're going to be slippery.
Sure.
So it's like,
I mean, this is hard enough. Let's not add in.
Every now and then I'm having to do this because it's like, it's like things on a chalkboard. Right?
Someone said we will be here until it is done Tuesday afternoon. I have a live show to do tomorrow night.
Maybe you're going to take like a small bag of Lego, a small bag of jigsaw and do some more on stage.
Yeah. This is not even a table. This is a shelf on top of a trolley. Could the London version of Starlight Express go to Broadway? Not in a traditional Broadway house. It would have to be something purpose-built. Ooh, there she is.
Carrie.
Yes.
Oh, there's Pearl.
My name's Pearl. I'm the first class girl.
Pearl's bodice.
My spring still bounce, my fan still whirl.
And there's Mama's.
Thank you. You're all over it.
Mama's all here. This is all Mama.
Yes, I haven't. Yes. Have either of you been to the Stratford Festival in Stratford, Canada? No, but I want to. Do you think Oedipus would have gone to the Hames instead of Studio 54 if it was open during its run, as it has the same amount of seats as the Wyndhams?
You've seen it, so you'll know how the lives will work in each one.
Yeah, I think I prefer it at 54. Do you think maybe Happy Ending will win Best Show? All of its biggest competition has yet to officially open, I feel. So we will have to wait and see.
Wait, which?
Maybe Happy Ending.
Oh, yeah.
We're waiting on opening nights.
Yeah.
On the train back to Bournemouth after seeing Much Ado and Ken Rex. What a day. I'm intrigued by the Wild Rose musical. Yeah, Bournemouth, my hometown. You'll never done a jigsaw before. Where are your edges? The edges are in a pile here. If we...
I have focused on the edges, although where have my edges gone? I had connected edges.
It's here. I haven't moved anything. Those are your connected edges.
Okay.
The problem is, most of the edges look like this, I'll be honest.
The edges are really, the edges are definitely the hardest one with this one.
The puzzle, we are given to understand, is this size.
If you look at the edges, you'll realise there is literally nothing.
If we were to build the edges and put them on this table, it would fall straight down because it's wider than the table. So we're not really sure. Essentially, we didn't think this through, and we realised that in real time. So I'm trying to make characters, and Aaron is still just sorting the pieces. At such a time as
I will say there are 1,000 pieces. This is a 1,000 pieces.
At such a time as we have sorted all of the pieces, potentially I might take to the... No, I can't do it on the floor because we can't lift it up after.
Exactly, and also you will vanish from view.
Well, no, if I went like back there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that won't help.
But we are going to need a bigger work surface.
There's a face. I think that's... No, that's not bad. I thought that was bad, but it's not bad. Oh, it might be rusty.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. All of the generic, kind of vague-looking pieces, I'm just going to put in this tub. The jigsaw currently looks like Boscombe. Justice for Boscombe. But you're not wrong. Just to say, there is now a new Huaboon t-shirt and baseball cap. Oh no, we have to go back.
Oh, the baseball cap is a must.
Huaboon. I love you, Huaboon. Going to New York in May. Any hotel recommendations on most fun areas outside of Times Square?
High Line.
The High Line, yes.
The High Line, and if you're looking for like, if you like park vibes and just scenic vibes, the High Line is fab and Central Park is fab.
Yeah.
They're great for like having a moment as well that isn't like tons of people and you get to kind of see.
Which becomes important on a busy trip, I think.
I like just seeing New York as well.
I like, if you want somewhere that feels like a real neighborhood that also has a lot of more like independent stuff. We spent a lot of time in Park Slope in Brooklyn, but that is a little bit further out. You could walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. That's a fun thing you could do.
Everybody goes to Dumbo for the photos.
Yeah. There's probably other stuff to do there as well, but I don't think we left ourselves much time.
No, Chelsea Market is really fun.
We love Chelsea Market.
Chelsea Market's at the end of the High Line.
All our vlogs keep starting in Chelsea Market.
So you can go to Chelsea Market and then walk up the High Line to like 34th Street.
I have seen the car accident PSA Cats commercial, yes. What else do we have here?
These edges are so undescript.
I went to Stratford on Tuesday to see Hamlet and Edward II, and it was really good. I have seen Edward II. I took many notes, so a review is coming. There's just been too much breaking news in the last few days, and it's pushed me back.
I know, and there's more that we think is coming. We can't say what, but
I suspect so, yes.
It feels like a lot of things have to announce. That's the summer. Things have to always announce 2 to 3 months ahead, and so a lot of summer slots are empty or summer question marks need to be answered very soon.
Sure.
They feel like those games.
Yeah. Oh, so many of these pieces are just bridge. So much bridge. Ich bin ich.
It's been a while since I've done a jigsaw this big. But to be fair, just since I've done a jigsaw.
New York misses you. Oh, we miss New York. I miss the food and the theatres. And the people. What's one show to look out for this Christmas? Into the Woods. Into the Woods at the Bridge. My show of the year.
I just want to know so many more details so early, and I know we won't get them now until like September.
Yeah.
That is all honesty. We probably won't hear. So they might get announced in like July. Otherwise, it won't be until at least September.
Found another face. What happened?
I have no idea, but something flashed.
Yeah.
It's all okay.
Another face. Another face. No face but this face.
Ich bin ich is really, really catchy.
Ich bin ich. Every song for the coaches has always been catchy. Okay, now these 3 pieces are attached, but none of them are meant to be together. I'm sorry to force you apart, but... Yeah, the coaches have always had catchy songs, even as they have changed wildly. Ooh, I made a face. Oh, gosh.
Oh no, the yawning has started. I blame...
Who do you blame?
I blame the light sometimes, I think, in making me more sleepy.
Yeah.
Because we have a ring light on, and for some reason I always seem to get yawny as soon as it's on.
You should have had a nap.
It's quite early as well. Well, do you know what? I think I started feeling sleepy because you were asleep. So if Mickey seems more awake than I am, it's because he had a nap before this live.
Don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I found Pearl's head. That's great.
Dan just put, what's happened with the Q&A and the wedding? Those are two drastically different things.
Q&A. What about the Q&A? Which Q&A? This is a Q&A. A different Q&A? Who do you think should play the mistress in Evita? Someone... I mean, someone. If Rachel Zegler is Evita, then the mistress has to be like 12.
I wondered this. I was thinking, who could be the mistress?
A drama school graduate who reads real young.
Yeah. Because also, there's not as many specifics on who the mistress has to be.
Dan, curse you and your long memory. I said in the 2024 video I was going to do a Q&A. Yeah, I did. I did. Oh, yes. Every time I hit a subscriber milestone on here, I'm always like, and I've been planning this since we reached 20K. I've always said, oh, I'll do a Q&A. I'll do like answering 20 questions. And I was going to do one for 75. And I still might. But theatre news gets in the way. I will hear no Rachel Zegler slander on this live stream, FYI. I think the way the internet bullies a young woman of 23 is insane. And I also think she's about to become... Do you know Baz has reported she's about to be one of the highest paid West End performers?
Wow.
Which is not surprising because they had no choice.
Yeah.
Ariana DeBose had already publicly said she wasn't doing the show. 3 weeks until it begins performances, they need as big a name as they can get because Jamie Lloyd always works with celebs.
Not 3 weeks.
3 months. 3 months.
I was like, they would have
to.
I was like, if it was 3 weeks, they would have to pay so much.
Yeah.
But also, they would have to try and make Disney feel happy about that. 3 months. Oh, I saw something. Oh, I saw something. Mickey, you love your pillows from your normal setup. Just wondering, where did you get them from?
Redbubble.com. That is my most asked question in the history of YouTube. People will be paying respects at my funeral and being like, does anyone know where you got those pillows?
You should put just a link in your bio. It would help so many people. Do they still sell them?
I don't know. I didn't plan to go back to New York this soon, but the Oedipus transfer and Leslie Manville's Broadway debut got me sat. Listen, if it has to happen, it has to happen.
Everyone knows it was her debut.
Yeah, I guess so. What was the atmosphere like at Starlight Germany versus UK? It felt similar because there's nostalgia in both audiences.
There's not everybody, and neither show you have people singing out loud the songs, at least nowhere near us. So neither felt more involved, if that makes sense. But both seem to have a very strong like nostalgia basis for it. Like
yeah, there's a sense of family and young people at both. Because there's nostalgic fondness for Starlight here and in Bochum. I apologize that I can't pronounce. Bochum? Do you think you'll do the same coverage for Wicked Part 2, or will that diminish since the second part isn't as good as the first? It hasn't come out yet. Let it come out first. I'll do the same coverage. Yeah. I think it will give us as much to talk about because I think it's going to deviate more.
I think part 2 is going to be more interesting for musical theatre people to find out what they changed, how the new music works,
right?
If they develop the links between Wizard of Oz and Wicked even more.
Yeah.
And it's Winnie Holzman has done the screenwriting for it as well as having written the book for the musical. So I'm not worried about it not feeling right, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because they've entrusted the person that wrote the book for the musical to write the movies. There's Belle's face. Who is, I think that's Molly. She was in the cast before as well. And she was a Coco before that, I believe.
I'm changing my system. I'm changing my major to Joan, everybody. Right.
Would you like to go through and find edges? My hands are not enjoying it anymore.
First I'm going to... I've kind of found performers, so I'm just going to move everything that's not performers off to the side.
So Bridget, they kind of have adapted Bombshell from Smash for the Stage, but it's not. So the musical Smash is basically Smash adapted for the stage rather than Bombshell. So they are making the musical Bombshell in it, but it's exactly the same setup in the musical. It's very similar setup in the musical as it is the TV series, is what we've been told. And also, fun fact, some of the music that was used for Hit List pre-existed the show. Because Broadway Hero Come was already a song the Joy Iconics had for alternative things. So I think as well with the music that was used on that side for Hit List, I feel like that will appear other places because the Goodbye song already existed as well. That was all stuff that he'd already had in concert.
I don't believe Broadway Here I Come canonically... Oh, I guess it does appear in Hit List. When we hear him sing it for the first time, it's out of context, but they do the reprise of it where they're all singing different parts of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to actually you, but I would have been wrong. Do your dance.
The reason I do this dance is because Mickey's memory of things is incredible. So I take my wins when I get my wins.
You bask in my moments of erroneous despair. Erroneous, I know. Just enjoy how much workspace we're about to have here. Look at that. What else do we have here?
Virginia Gay is artistic director of the Adelaide Cabaret Festival.
Yes, I chatted to her about it in the park.
I'd love to get to see it more. I mean, even if we don't get to Australia anytime soon, I definitely would like to see more Australian theatre at Fringe.
Yes.
So I saw Australian theatre at Fringe, but I would like to see more. Because I do enjoy a lot of what they put together.
There's always a big Australian presence
Yes.
at the Fringe.
Which makes sense though, because like the Fringe that happens in Australia as well.
Well, that's what I said to Virginia Gay, and I think she was a little surprised by it because I didn't know that she thought that those were sort of as exposing as something like the Edinburgh Fringe, and I'm sure they're working to make it so. But that they don't feel like as much of a international platform, I suppose. But I think, yeah, it is just sort of, there's a culture there around performance art and theatre making and Fringe just by having those festivals like this. Right, I'm going to make some faces.
Yes, I've seen that Boop has a dog plush.
Mm-hmm.
That is a must. I feel like that's the only plush.
Gypsy.
No, I mean of musicals that we've not been to.
Then yes.
Of the ones that are opening, I don't think there's any of the.
Are they not selling plush trees at Redwood?
There's not a plush baboon, so easily.
I don't believe so, not yet at least. There's a light, there's a light. See the light.
I should have like a plush Madeline.
Oh, Ashton, yeah.
With a twisted neck.
Yeah. Whose jaw is this? Is this your jaw? Have you seen this jaw?
Paloma said, I saw that in you wore at the Fringe, but the company wasn't actually Australian, so I don't think. No, I don't think they were, but I think they might have had Australians in the cast.
I think there was at least one.
Yeah.
Australian, and I think that show is getting further development in life, which is exciting.
There's also a new Firefly sweatshirt that made me happy ending.
Oh, I definitely need to get that. Whose head is this? Table shaking.
Bridget just put, espresso was the trendiest train of 2024. If I were the puzzle, I personally would do them first. Because of Sabrina Carpenter, I guess.
I'm working late because I'm a carriage.
Espresso is not a carriage.
I know, but what else? Because I'm an engine.
That works.
Wasn't as fun. Oh. Okay, I have connected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've connected 6 different pieces. That's how we got. What's one theatre show you want to see revived? My answer to this is always the London production of In the Heights. That was real good. Are you okay? You just reading?
Yeah.
Australia is lovely, but the fact it takes 27 hours of travel to get here from Europe is not great. Have fun with that when you eventually come here. Oh, we shall. Oh, we shall. Not to make it sound like we have any firm plans, sadly still not as of yet, but I am always and forever determined to visit Australia. Who is next to... Let's see, I've put a thing in the box. Oh, she's next to Dinah. And that's Pearl over there. Lovely. Thank you, Dan. That's very kind. What's going on here? What shows did you enjoy this week? What did I see this week? Saw Clueless, saw Weather Girl, saw... What was Thursday?
Nathan, that's a fun one. If you were enchanted into an object, what would you want to be? This is a Beauty and the Beast question.
Oh.
There we go.
What would I want to be? Oh, you want to do the people?
The edges are so difficult.
You gave yourself the edges. You've done very impressively well.
Well, because it's the first thing you're meant to do when you do a puzzle.
Yeah, I just don't know.
It's just not very easy at all, like this one.
I don't know how to do it on here.
It's also because there's so many Mama pieces, so I felt like I could probably build Mama quite quickly.
Yeah, you go ahead. If I was transformed into an object, a household object, who would I want to be? I'm trying to think of something that's indicative of my personality.
What's Dinah?
I think I could be a nice lamp.
Who was next to Dinah?
Dinah is on the other side. Here is the reference. Dinah is between
yes.
her and Greaseball.
She's like here.
Is this to scale? Can we build it on the floor and then try and lift it up?
Probably.
There's a lot going on. You can see me as a disco ball. I'm a disco ball. Can't the mistress be played by any actress in their 20s? As a lot of actresses in their 20s have an age range of 10 years. For example, Hannah Lowther is nearly 28 and she has a playing range of 14 to 26. My point was simply that whoever it is will need to be able to read as younger than Rachel Zegler, who reads very young on stage, who is 23, but it'll be interesting to see if she can read for 30, because I feel like she still can read for like 15.
Well, I don't know what age they've made Snow White now, but she canonically is 13.
Same with Juliet, canonically.
Yeah.
How did you find Crybaby? Oh, that's what I said. I loved Crybaby. Crybaby was great. Crybaby is so funny. It's a lovely take on the things that it's parodying. It's like a sort of a send up of Grease and Bye Bye Birdie and those sorts of shows and films. Hysterically funny, really talented cast. Enjoyed very much. Just got back from NYC. Saw Sunset, Streetcar, Outsiders, and Death Becomes Her. Pretty great selection. Solid. Fire emoji, indeed. I said fire emoji. Did you know that Sydney Christmas was in Starlight Express in Germany? Yes. Is she on this puzzle?
No, I think
no, because she was also a swing.
She played different roles in it, but
that's because she was a swing. I think
she was at one point, but I don't know if she then played a role.
We haven't seen Stalled Veronica. Have you seen it? Did you enjoy it?
It was kind of one of those ones we kind of accepted. I think we were just going to end up missing because of timings.
Sometimes you just have to say to yourself, if it's good, it will have a future life.
Mm-hmm.
And you let the theatrical fates decide. Went in blind, really enjoyed it. Well worth it. There you go. Hopefully then it will have a future life. The Australians are trying to convince me to come over after my UK visa expires this fall, but the giant Edinburgh spiders that run at you are my limit on crawly critters in my house. I mean, that's fair and valid.
Mm-hmm.
William, you saw Cruel Intentions in Windsor recently. I want to try and see the tour. Want to see the new cast members. I reckon Nick Myers will be pretty terrific in it. And Abby Button, of course, returning to the show.
I'd love to see Abby in it because I have still yet to see her on stage.
With Mamma Mia returning to Broadway and Ariana Madix saying Sophie is a dream role, do you think potentially she will be cast? We need to have a conversation about playing ages here because Ariana Madix enjoyed her very much in Chicago. She can't play Sophie in Mamma. Gone are the days, sadly. I'm sure she would have done a lovely job at one point. I also think her skill set is a little stronger in the world of dance than in vocal performance. Oh, that's coming together. And Sophie is more so about the singing. She does need to be able to dance, but she needs a really beautiful vocal tone. Dove Cameron has done it before. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to stunt cast it. Would be a great choice. First Fringe listings went up already. That's crazy. Indeed, they did. Yes, some interesting stuff already.
Yeah, entering that season.
I have Manhunt and the revival of Eva Van Hove production of Angels in America in Amsterdam booked for next month, but I'm hoping to see Christina Bianco in Joseph next week. Love Christina.
Love Christina.
I was about to reply to something. I forgot what it was. Manhunt. Yes, it's Manhunt next month at the Royal Court. Oh, I need to organize myself. I'm so intrigued about that one. Have you seen shows in a foreign language where you weren't familiar with the source material like you were with Starlight or even Hercules? I try to avoid it for exactly that reason, because I think it would be challenge. I can't speak English even. That's why it would be challenge. I think it would represent perhaps too great a challenge.
It's difficult to then signal if something isn't landing, why it isn't, or what isn't.
I can follow. Oh yeah, I'd have no business reviewing it. I can follow French, but really that would be the only language I would attempt to do that in. Maybe I work on my French more and try and do that. I really wanted to learn Norwegian for years, and I just never got around to it.
I mean, it was interesting watching Hercules to be able to, because I was impressed how much we could see what had changed from New Jersey to say it was in German.
Once you do know a show even a little bit, it's quite easy to follow it structurally. I was amazed watching Wicked in Portuguese in Brazil that my brain told me where there were like 3 extra moments of dialogue added because it was just tuned into the rhythm of all of it. And I was like, this doesn't normally happen here. This isn't normally where a laugh is. This has gone on slightly longer, or like 2 more sentences than I was expecting it to. Because the ear is a fascinating thing. I've only seen part 1 of Angels in America because my university was doing part 2 in the next semester, and that's when COVID happened. Oh no. Oh my gosh. What's my go-to alcoholic beverage? A glass of Chardonnay, something with bubbles, or a gin and lemonade. I've just ordered 3 drinks there, is what's happened. YouTube randomly gave me a McDonald's commercial in Korean, and I was surprised how well I followed it. Lovely.
Wow.
Good. I am so into Korean food at the moment, but not, I think, Korean McDonald's, which I assume is slightly different, but largely similar to McDonald's everywhere else. I do like to go to McDonald's around the world and see how they do things a little bit differently.
Yeah, that was one of the things we did when we were in Paris.
Yes, with Sean. Le McDo. I've just found 2 corner pieces in a row. Wow. Blessed.
B.
That's another piece of diner I've just found. What happens when we've done the corners and we've done the characters and it's just
Right, I mean,
bridge
it's easier to just build then.
and blur?
Yeah, it is like there is just big sections where there's nothing recognizable.
Yeah. If you had the opportunity to play one role on the show for one night, who would you like to play? Tricky. There's a lot. I mean, I'm trying to think of one.
I feel like that question's one answer.
Hmm?
I was about to say, I feel like that question's going, you can only have one answer.
I think Phantom would be fairly easy to learn, and he has a lot of moments off stage. I think I know the score of Les well enough to sing through many of the. I think like an onshore run moment could be quite fun.
Oh, fun, yeah.
Do you know what I would love to do if I was like 60 to 70% more talented? Is I would love to get that Lin-Manuel Miranda, Les Mis, Loudhailer cameo, and just one night get to do the "You on the barricade, listen to this. You have no chance at all. Why throw your lives away?" I think that would be fun.
So Louise, I think both of us have ticked off every West End house.
Yes.
But Broadway, we're 5 or 6 away.
Yeah.
I can tell you somewhere, wherever my Broadway passport is. That's how I remind myself of exactly how many. But I think around 5 or 6.
It's like the Lyric and the Eugene O'Neill,
Richard Rogers,
the Richard Rogers,
Winter Garden,
and where MJ is.
Neil Simon.
Neil Simon. I knew it was another Neil. Those 5, I think. I don't think there's any more.
Yeah. Fairly certain. Yeah.
Is this someone's head?
Let's say, do you have any more Mama? So got it nearly finished.
I'm seeing more sort of bright green.
That might be Brexit.
That might be Brexit.
That is Brexit's colour. That wasn't even a joke.
I know. It's just
It is Brexit.
a funny sentence. That might be Brexit. Oh, this is wherever the blue horizontal stripes are. There might be enough pieces over there to start going together.
Oh yeah. Is that Justin?
Yeah. The Big Hopper. I'm the Big Hopper. I'm not a box.
Oh, I've got kilowatt stakes.
Oh. Yeah, your head is full of rocks. They're not rocks, they're bits of gravel. Gravel's got the right to travel. Hi. Oh, hello, Sarah. That's very generous of you. Oh my gosh. Hi, hope you're well.
Sarah.
We are. I hope you're well as well. Loved the Carrie Hope Fletcher interview, especially the fact that you could see Erin in the corner filming. I remember checking at the beginning and thinking it was on enough of an angle because we had that with Hannah Cruz on Broadway because the whole thing was in front of a mirror. And so, but it ended up being very sweet in the Carrie one because you have a lovely expression on your face. I think if the roles were reversed, maybe I'd be smiling out of joy as well, but my resting face looks so miserable. When I'm not, I'm just like, I look like my teachers always used to tell me to cheer up. But yes, thank you. I was very pleased to get to do the Carrie interview, to get to meet her finally. I'd never met her before. We have a lot of mutual friends. And also to know, because I knew that people would be excited. And so when I was thinking through, like, if I ask 3 things about the Cinderella time, what are the 3 things to talk about?
You were so surprised that when she was just like, "Is that you've only got 1 question?"
You've only got 1 question, yeah. Yeah, I was very good because I was like, if I even get approved for this, is this something that it's appropriate to talk about years down the line? Is this something that she's going to be open to talking about? And like, I'd have understood either way, but that was very cool. And I knew that people would be pretty excited to see it, so that was really fun to get to do that. Dan, I already told you my go-to alcoholic bet. I ordered 3 drinks. You didn't take my order. What's going on? Dan, this is for you. My go-to alcoholic beverage. I like a Chardonnay. I like anything with bubbles, or I like a gin and lemonade. It used to be a vodka lemonade. I've grown. Did I feel nervous talking about Cinderella with Carrie Hepledger, given she might not have been okay with it? Before the camera started rolling, it became clear that she was going to be happy to talk about it, and then I explicitly asked if it was going to be okay to talk about that, because that was always going to be on my mind, and I didn't want to it would have been inappropriate to make that the focus of the whole thing, because I was there to talk about the fact that she's now doing Calamity Jane, and she was backstage on that show, and that's kind of the guise in which, when you see anyone doing interviews on the TV or wherever, 90% of the time it's because they are promoting something, and so the interview is linked to that project.
97%.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, whenever like Miriam Margolyes gets booked on Graham Norton to chat with the other guests.
She's still technically on there to promote something, but I think what I heard about Graham Norton was they always have to have somebody funny at the end of the pant there to be able to basically be there to help lift things.
Yeah.
In case, because they don't know if it's going to be funny.
I think because they have a lot of Hollywood as well sometimes, and it can get a bit earnest.
Yeah.
If anyone's got any other like technical questions, I seem very chatty this evening about like how stuff gets organized and interviews and like reviewing and technicalities. And if there's anything anyone's ever wanted to know about how stuff like that happens, what would transfer first, Starlight or Evita? Starlight's going to struggle to go anywhere because it needs a purpose-built space. Evita, I believe, is going to go. I think
Evita feels like it's already going to be planned in a sense because of how sunsets come.
Yeah, I think part of casting Rachel is the idea it's pre-Broadway. When is Stagey Fiancé becoming Stagey Husband?
Yes, Mickey will.
When we stop spending all of our time and money traveling internationally and organize ourselves to plan
I find it funny
wedding.
how many people just think we're going to elope. And I'm like,
we won't elope. We care about our families too much. You're an only child.
Yes.
And I'm not egotistical enough to want to be excited about the fact that it's a day focusing on us. That's not the appeal of it to me. The fact that I get to like put together a really special outfit, I find exciting. Like, what's the dream suit? That's nice. Do you think you would ever want to create your own musical? I co-wrote my own musical when I was 16. If I go back to those songs and lyrics now, there are improvements that I think we could make. But I was impressed with us at the time. We wrote a full book musical based on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Some of it holds up to scrutiny. Not all of it, I'll be honest. I'd be interested. I'd love to, yeah. I'd write lyrics.
You'd love to be a dramaturg, I feel like, on a musical.
I would love to be a dramaturg on a musical. I would love to direct. I'd write a play. I think I've got a play in me, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. But not an autobiographical one. When people say, like, I need to turn my life into it, I'm like, my life's not that exciting. Are there any performers you've approached but wouldn't provide an interview, or do you pretty much approach people you know are up for it, or how does this work? You go through it. It's never usually the performers directly, although almost all, if not all, of the MickeyJoTheatre live guest bookings thus far have been from me approaching the performers, but it's been because I knew them. Almost everyone I've had to MickeyJoTheatre Live, I have known to varying degrees, whether we've met in passing once. So Jack Malone, I met at the West End Flea Market.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Fowler and Grace, I know very well.
Bit,
yeah, they're friends. Rachel Clare-Chan, I had met at the press event for Your Lie in April when it was the concert. For the sit-down interviews, Hannah Lowther, I think that still went through PR. Yeah.
I can tell you it went through PR.
That went through PR. Do performers ever become friends? Yes. Yeah. Usually the sit-down ones on video that you see here have been organised through the show's PR representatives, and so they will either say, yes, they have the capacity for that, or no. But I still, the majority of the ones I've ever requested, they have gone on to happen. I don't ask all that often.
But it's difficult to know who people watching your videos want to see.
Sometimes they're pitched to me. Andrew Lipper was pitched to me.
Yeah.
They were like, we have Andrew Lipper here, we could do a sit-down interview. And I was like, yes, please, of course. Of course. What am I going to say to that? I'd love to do an adaptation of Rebecca and have you as a dramaturg. Someone can fix Rebecca and chess. I love chess. I'm a big chess fan. Everybody's playing the game. I feel like only an Englishman could say there wasn't enough to turn their life into a show. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's interesting enough. I don't know. Too many people are fascinated by their own life story. Just been to see Shirley Valentine in Liverpool, was incredible, and the actress playing Shirley was super. Shocked all her credits are just regional. Made me wonder how the Liverpool jokes play in London. Very well. I mean, Sheridan Smith landed it all pretty brilliantly when we saw her do it. I'd love to do your job, Mickey, but I find myself enjoying most things I see. I mean, that's not a bad way to be. Sometimes I wish it was easier to just enjoy stuff and not. What?
But just give it.
I feel like because I make a very deliberate choice to see things through a critical lens and analyze.
It's really difficult when you work in theatre not to process everything.
Yeah.
Even not just like thinking, is this great? Is it like written really well? Sometimes it just can come to my brain will be like thinking, oh, okay, they made that decision costume wise, this decision set wise. Oh, I wonder how that's going to work. Like what that element there is going to do in the show. Oh, that's clever with this space. How they've made this space work to make a bigger set.
Yeah.
That's my brain during Clueless.
And you're like, oh, this is when they tour it, they're going to do this.
Yeah, your brain ends up working like 10 steps ahead, and then you realize, oh, wait.
Look what's been right in front of us the whole time. I'll be honest, we've not made astonishing progress here. Look at this. This is starting to come together. One night in Bangkok makes a heart man humble. When you interview someone, do they or their team need to vet the questions first? Maybe once that's happened. It wouldn't surprise me if it ever happened again. I offered to do it for something the other day to see if that would help make the interview possible, but I don't think it will, sadly. Yeah, I'm always open to it, but the preference is not to, because I know the areas I want to hit. I don't pre-plan all of my questions. The jumper I'm wearing is from Water for Elephants on Broadway, the most spectacular show on earth, the Benzini Brothers Circus. Saw Mickey 17 today, not affiliated. Nothing to do with me. Surprised to see Patsy Farron with a decent-sized role in it. Oh, good year to be Patsy Farron.
I've had so many people loving her on Broadway.
Yeah, currently off Broadway in Streetcar Named Desire. Hello, ex-Starlight Express cast member here. Loved seeing your recent video of Bochum. Brought back a lot of good memories. Oh, I'm very pleased. So very pleased. We are currently creating this Starlight Express puzzle. It is a bigger undertaking than we realized, and we may be here for some hours. I am looking forward to how very Hannah. Yes, Hannah Lowther's new pocket. She's going to be great at that. That's perfect for her. Are we ever going to get her on Mickey Jo live? Yeah, I don't see why not. I do not see why not. Do you ever clear out your merch to make room for new bits? No. I just sort of find way. I just buy new shelves. I need to probably reorganize the shelving unit that lives in the office, because it's just a dumping ground for just chucking stuff on at the moment. Oh, that's another one. But yeah, no, I never get rid of stuff. Like duplicates of things I give away as prizes at MickeyJoTheatre Live during the trivia section. We went through the tote collection the other day. That was challenging. I heard you inhale then. I heard that.
I didn't do anything.
We went through the tote bags because there were many. And there will be at least one tote bag given away as a prize at MickeyJoTheatre Live tomorrow night for correct answers to trivia questions that I have not written yet. That's tomorrow morning's job. Thank you for reminding me. Puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. That's not correct. That's not correct. Are you fully prepped for the live tomorrow? No, there you go. I preempted that question. No, I've picked an outfit. We have a set list. I know the structure of everything. I know what I'm talking about in the first few minutes before I bring on my first guest. I know the order of the guests. We're going to be sound checking tomorrow in the afternoon. But I need to write trivia questions. Aaron, what's your favorite Marvel series? Someone has just asked.
Ooh. Do you know, of a TV series, I don't think anything has beaten WandaVision.
I concur.
Like, I liked Loki, but I think the unraveling nature of WandaVision and trying to figure things out, which I loved. I'm enjoying Daredevil so far. Born Again. But yeah, I love whenever Marvel kind of gives you something, one that's linked to the future of the MCU and all links. I enjoyed Agatha All Along as well. Very into that world. Because also gay characters.
It was nice, and in many ways, yeah, it's sort of overtly and covertly queer-coded.
Yeah, which is very nice, because it's there's not been many so far, but there have been a lot that have joined, which is nice.
That's not right. Oh, that worked. Do you use ChatGPT or similar to write trivia questions? No, I don't.
You would get too stressed.
I wouldn't trust the answers.
Oh, that's fun. Lynette Blooper, you inspired me to get a triple playbill frame for Here We Are, Sweeney, and Into the Woods.
Amazing. I hope yours don't fall down like my Suffs one is. And people keep commenting, can you straighten the Suffs playbill? And I'm like, I can't because the frame is stuck to the wall in a really difficult... I could, it would just be very challenging. And I'd have to buy new... Those things aren't reused, but I'd have to buy new command strips to stick it back on, and then it's probably just going to slip again. Damn, gravity gets me every time.
Rachel put, do you edit your own videos, and what do you use to edit? Do you find it time-consuming?
Yeah, it's time-consuming, however you slice it. There's some more, Mama. But I do edit my own videos. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. And it's a decent chunk of change to pay for Adobe, but I've learned how to use that software, and I don't know how easily I would, or how quickly I'd be able to learn how to use different software, because I am surprisingly technologically inept. But, oh, there's another half a face. I don't know who else it belongs to. I edit them in double time. So I listen to myself talk really fast. So for everyone who comments on my videos to say, talk more slowly, I hear it way worse. But yeah, always time consuming regardless. Have you guys or anyone in the chat seen the musical No Love Songs? Yeah, we saw it
we did.
in Edinburgh. Enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Very moving, brilliant performances. Will you be seeing Shucked in London this summer? We already have tickets.
Whoop, whoop.
We're going to be at the
We
first
had
preview.
to.
Yeah, had to be done.
Had to.
Adobe subs are such a scam. The previous US admin was looking into them. I mean, I also use them for PDF editing to make invoices. So how often are your intros before you edit them? Do you mean the little bit I do before I say, oh my God, hey? And do I film it before? Do I like say that first and then do the, oh my God, hey? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? If that's what you mean, then yeah, Veronica, I'll reply to that in a moment. If that's what you mean, then yes, I used to, back in the day, pull clips and put them at the start. Oh, no, that's not what you mean. Fine. How long are your intros normally before you edit them? My intros? Before we get into something. Everything is usually about twice as long as you see it. So they tend to end up being about 2.5 these days. I know they've been longer before, so probably 5 minutes. Do you think you'd ever move out of London? If so, where do you think you'd move to and why?
Secret fact, we don't live in London.
We don't technically live in London. We are just
live
proximal.
near London.
We are proximal to London, which I enjoy. So it's more a question of would we ever actually move to London?
I've lived in London before for 2 years.
I have not. I like living in a real place.
London is real, I have to tell you.
I know, but like,
it's a real thing.
You know what I mean.
I get you.
That's like its own entire place rather than a part of a place. There are parts of London that have that, but not all of them.
So glad you enjoyed Death Becomes Her, Bobby.
Who would not enjoy Death Becomes Her? It is great. Veronica, I never replied to your message. I watch everything on double speed, including audiobooks. Watching you live now on one time sounds like you're stoned to me. I can try and speak really quickly if you would prefer it.
No, that would be really weird.
Leah, what do we think about Fiddler's Olivier sweep? It's lovely to see a sweep from a production that was not commercial.
Yeah.
For something that clearly just resonated hugely with a lot of people because of its artistry. It wasn't. You said someone had written about this or was talking about this.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a big.
About this, right?
It wasn't a big concept production. It wasn't a big like financially planned production. It wasn't celebrity casting. It wasn't a bold concept. It wasn't immersive. It was just a lovely, authentic staging of the show that really found an audience, that was properly sold out,
Yeah, it was
actively hard
sold
to get a
out.
ticket. We queued up for returns one summer's night. We could not get into that show.
No, that was the actual, like, the hot ticket.
Yeah. And so it's really nice to see. I was surprised. I will grant you I was surprised, because I think it was terrific. I also think Oliver is really terrific and was under-recognized. But by and large, I'm not mad about it. And I love Regent's Park. It is one of my favorite theatres. So it is lovely, in any case, to see them having success. Fiddler on the Roof represents their most successful run at the venue of all time. It's the longest run they've ever had because it extended. It's
very rare to see a show extend because of the season.
Because it sold out. It's the most financially successful run they've ever had at their own venue. Oh, I found the other half of Caboose's face. Verbist Caboose. Ooh. Peace down. This is the top of someone's head. Is this Rusty? Is this...
No, that's CB.
No, that's CB.
That's not one of the characters.
Is that the top of Rusty's head? I can't.
Maybe, but it's not here. Because that's Griswold's song.
Oh, I was, yeah. I wasn't attempting to put it in the right place.
Do you want to look at questions?
Oh, yeah. Hi from Amsterdam. I saw that you visited recently. Are you planning on seeing Hadestown here? Yes. We need to figure out when. I believe it starts in June. But yes, very, very excited to see Hadestown in Amsterdam. I'm kind of surprised that, and not everyone may feel this way, but kind of surprised to see a lot of Dutch theatre fans disappointed by the fact that it's going to have Dutch performers, because they would rather West End or Broadway performers, which kind of shocked me, because I'm really excited to see it with a Dutch cast. Part of the beauty of that show is performers doing it with their own accents, allowing it to feel kind of transplanted to wherever you are, allowing it to feel like a story of the world. Good question, Veronica. I'll answer that in just a sec. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to hear it done in Amsterdam for mostly Dutch audience with Dutch accents, even though it's going to be in English. But not everyone on the internet seems to feel that way, which surprised me. I did want more for Oliver. More? Any updates on a New York transfer for Two Strangers? It's happening in Boston, Massachusetts. Hopefully pre-New York. Nothing official there, but you'd assume so, wouldn't you? And that's what I've heard as well. What do you think of the Chichester Festival Theatre lineup? Is it worth going? They've just announced a really terrific cast for The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. Is that the full name of the show?
It has sold really well.
It has sold really well. I think that's going to be quite special. So Veronica, yes, tomorrow is sponsored by Musicals by Candlelight. Yes, those are really beautiful. How does sponsorship work for you? If that's something you can talk about, who approaches whom? What does it entail?
Depends on what it's for, if it's for a show or if it's for you doing a video.
Yeah. Whenever I've done like YouTube video sponsorship, which in the grand scheme of things, I've posted some like 1,000 videos at this point. Actually, I think this might be my 1,000th. We were very near to
I think this might be it. Yeah.
YouTube upload, but then I've also deleted things, so it's probably actually more than that. On the minority of occasions that I've done ads in a YouTube video where it's like for Skillshare or FlexiSpot, desk furniture, and a handful of other stuff like that. Those usually I get email because they just reach out to a lot of YouTubers because they like advertising on the platform, so they will email. Often it happens after you have a video do pretty well or 2 videos do pretty well in a row. Then you'll get a few sponsorship emails through, and then you have a conversation. They ask you rates or whatever, and then there's a back and forth, and they approve content, which is always hard for me because I turn stuff around really quickly because it's so often news or like a quick turnaround on reviews. And so when they want 48 hours for approval, I'm like, I never have a video, or I so rarely have a video that I make that can then sit for 48 hours. I always want to get it straight out onto the internet. Most of the time when you're seeing my videos, I filmed them and edited them that day. At least at the moment, that's how things are working. I'm trying to get ahead of myself. It's not working very well because too much is happening, basically, and I'm not doing a very good job of it. But in terms of sponsorship for the live shows, which is something just sort of tentative and new we're exploring, it's just another opportunity to sort of bolster it and to help facilitate us paying the performers and the musical director accompanist, which is usually Tom, as much as they are worth, as much as their time is worth, as well as they deserve to be paid, basically. And for those ones, that's been us reaching out. And I have a bit of a pre-existing relationship with Musicals by Candlelight because of other things that have happened in the past. But if anyone doesn't know what Musicals by Candlelight is, it's a regular concert night that happens in London, and it is a string group called Icon Strings. I think it's a string trio rather than a quartet, or maybe it's a quartet and I'm misremembering, but they play musical theatre songs. They have different themed nights. Sometimes it's just a selection of musical theatre songs. They've done festive ones in the past or themes to particular composers. I think they did like a romantic Valentine's one, but it's always romantic because it's like candles all over the floor and string arrangements of musical theatre songs. It's really lovely. It's very stirring. It's nice. If you want to go on like a stagey date night, but you don't necessarily want to go and see a full show, which I think is quite intense for a date night. If you want to do something a little bit lighter alongside dinner, I think that's pretty perfect. Or if you're seeing a really intense show and you want to do a 2-show day and something to accompany that, it's nice. It's just good vibes. I'll talk more about it tomorrow at my live show, MickeyJoTheatre Live, which, as a reminder, if you're thinking, I'd love to watch MickeyJoTheatre Live and hear what Claudia Karaoke and Mason Alexander Park are going to sing, because they're going to sound great, let me tell you. If you were wishing you could watch, but you're not in London, you can stream it from anywhere around the world. We have some more questions here. Gatsby and The Great Gatsby are 2 different shows. Yeah, so there's Gatsby, an American Myth, and The Great Gatsby, and there's more Gatsbys besides. There are many Gatsbys. So many Gatsbys, like the meme with all the Spider-Men. Which new production, i.e. not a revival, are you both most excited about?
Ooh. In the UK?
Can I call Muriel's Wedding new? I'm excited about Muriel's Wedding.
In the UK, it's new.
I'm excited about A Knight's Tale. Very rarely do we know like nothing about a show that's coming.
I'm excited about Sing Street.
Yes.
Sing Street has me excited.
That's true, because we've only heard really exciting
Yeah.
news. So true. So
it sounds
true.
very my vibe.
I forgot to say, I finally saw The Curious Case of Benjamin Button last week and I loved it. Yay! Very glad. Are you going to the newly announced 1 show only Wicked alum concert starring Kerry Ellis and Rachel Tucker, and one more whose name I forgot? That is Louise Dearman. How can you forget Louise Dearman, the only actress thus far in history to have been a principal Elphaba and a principal Glinda, an icon of the stage. And she was Glinda opposite Rachel Tucker.
Yeah.
The second time I saw Wicked was Rachel and Louise. Spoiled I was.
Yeah, because who did you see first?
Adina and Helen. The Seagull and Curious Case of Benjamin Button is a crazy 2-show day. Wow. What did you think of The Seagull? Because I'm still thinking about it. Oliver was excellent last night. I agree with your 5-star review. Glad you enjoyed. Sorry, I didn't answer your question. Are we going to the newly announced one show only Wicked alumni concert? I think it's in August, isn't it? Is it in August?
It's like at the end.
Chances are we won't be free. If we do, it'll be a decision on a whim nearer the time. Potentially. We've seen them all before in various different capacities. Singing a lot of the material I expect they will be singing at that show. But I encourage other people to go because they're going to be terrific, because they are terrific. This is someone's shoulder. Oh, it's someone with stripes for...
Oh.
That's Greaseball-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you... Cool. Yeah, anybody that's like Greaseball on one of the characters, perfection. It was his knee.
It was his knee. There you go. I've got...
What
do their shoes
carry.
look like? I've started finding a lot of shoes recently. Are you planning to review Clueless on YouTube? Yes, in the coming days. I only saw it last night. Do you ever work with honey? I don't know what that is. So no.
Oh, that's the one that searches for coupons in the web, I think.
Oh. Apparently there's been some controversy.
I know of it, but no, he's never worked with them.
How much time do you leave available for shows that aren't press or pre-booked? How long is a working week? Hold on. Let me really get into this question. In an average week, how much time do you leave available for shows that aren't press or pre-booked? Oh, I see. How long is a working week? It really depends. It can really vary. Admin is usually everything that happens pre-lunch and then a couple of ad hoc emails in the afternoon. But normally I try and get all my admin done in the morning. I don't often film in the morning. Some weeks we have the gift of entirely free days. More often than not, we've had a few of these weeks recently. We're in London every night seeing shows, which can get challenging. For the most part, there's not much space by the time you get into, usually the week ahead, we can think like, oh, we have a couple of evenings free, we could try and see that. If we have like one evening free, we probably won't fill it because it's nice to have at least one evening free. If we have a couple of evenings free in a row, or the easiest thing is if we have an event during the day, like a press event or a launch or an interview thing is happening and we're already going into the city, then that's a great opportunity to say, and we're not seeing a show that evening, but I try and line it up and schedule it in such a way that we are. Things also move around. That's been a huge thing. More already this year than I've ever known before is I've got a show booked on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of one week, and I'm trying to get something else to fit in the Tuesday, but that show can't do the Tuesday. They can only do the Thursday. So I go to the Thursday show. The Thursday show could do the Wednesday. Okay, but now I need to go to the Wednesday show first to confirm if they can do the Tuesday. No, but they can do the Friday, but the Friday show can do the Tuesday. So it's juggling everything around. So that's what it looks like. And sometimes we have a bit of a weekend. Today's been not too bad. I have filmed 2 videos today.
Yeah.
But also I feel like we cooked breakfast today and we're doing a puzzle right now. But often I don't have much of a weekend, not as much as I'd like. But also I'm seeing theatre a lot, so I'm not really complaining. What else do we have here? Do you recommend the Room Where It Happens bar? Yes.
Yes, it's
very
very
much.
Fun.
It's
very
the
funny
UK
thing.
answer to Marie's Crisis. I think it was open before under a different name. I think the new configuration makes it even more social, which is great. They've got great cocktails. I tried several of them. And good food too. They had a little, like a cheese. I was obsessed with it. It was a little
Oh,
cheese
yes, you
pastry thing. This was, listen, the cocktails happened, but yeah. I loved it, but I'm a big fan of Thomas Ostermeyer, so I may be biased. I'm glad you loved it. There was a lot that I liked about it. Tanya Reynolds was so great in it. So great. Perfectly cast. Ellie says, you could say your calendar is like a jigsaw puzzle. What do you mean? Yeah. I also saw Doubt with Maxine Peake and Ben Daniels last week too. I was tempted to go and see that. I've never seen Doubt. That's the second time I've missed out on the chance to see Doubt.
Yeah, because it was on Broadway.
Haven't listened to Maybe Happy Ending yet. I've listened to a couple of songs before they dropped the whole album, but I want to do a proper reaction on YouTube, and I want some of that to be hearing it for the first time. I'm seeing Crybaby on Wednesday once back in the UK. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Can I expect the movie songs, or is it just loosely based on the film? I think
it's original music.
I think at least one of the movies. Rosie said they've cut a lot of the film songs, but it didn't sound like it was all of them.
Oh, I thought it was just none of the movie songs.
That could have just been a turn of phrase. Will you do live reacting to Why Am I So Single cast recording? Yes, hopefully. There's like at least 3 out at the moment that I need to do this for. Oh, did you think Rosie said none? Okay, maybe it's none of the songs from the film then. When's the next chaos-inducing challenge? When we figure out a good time to film one, basically. It's surprisingly hard to line up everybody's schedules. That is Caboose. I recognise the outfit. And this is Greaseball, I think. I'm seeing stripes. It possibly goes with that. Sorry, was I not giving you the pieces you needed?
I couldn't spot anybody in that. There seems to be more characters.
What else are we chatting about? Why Am I So Single recording reminded me how much I missed that show and how special it was. Gutted that Joe won't be recognised at the Olivier's. I know. Did you give up anything for Lent? Lent passed me by, I'll be honest. What would I give up for Lent? I mean, I'm currently on a very, what I like to call a low-fat, low-carb, low-joy diet. I don't recommend it. So, yeah, I've given up nice food for Lent. Do you know, I thought Maxine Peake and Sharon Small were the same person until my friend saw Sharon in the Glass Menagerie. I had this the other day because I had an email come through about the Glass Menagerie at the Yard. I think they're extending. And I was like, oh, isn't Maxine Peake doing that? And I was like, oh no, Sharon Small. And yeah, I had the same realization. Is there any fringe festival you would recommend other than Edinburgh, or would you not recommend it? No, I do recommend Edinburgh. I recommend Edinburgh. It's just a lot, and it's expensive, and it's got its issues, but it's also remarkable and huge. I used to really love the Vault Festival in London. There's bits of Vault Festival happening this year.
Tiny bits, yeah.
There's a couple of Vault Festival adjacent presentations, but they, by and large, were ousted from their home in the vaults.
They still own technically the space.
Yeah.
In that area, but
which is a real shame, because what did that gain anyone? Because the vaults wanted to do more commercial, immersive stuff, and then that didn't work out.
I think they've done stuff recently, but I just can't remember what.
If they have, it passed me by. But sometimes that happens. Do you think we'll ever get a musical stage pro shop production of Musicalia someday, based on the 2018 Amazon Prime series of the same name. I will be honest with you, I have no idea what that is. You heard of that one? Musicalia? Amazon Prime series 2018. I know nothing about it. Tell us about it. You should stream your challenges live to audiences in the Phoenix Arts Club in a style of Sunset Boulevard, and then arrive sweaty and host your show. I mean, that sounds stressful. I
think I just saw that Colour Ivy's going on tonight, and that's why they cut the mastermind.
That's very life imitates art, isn't it? The way they do the live streaming on Sunset Boulevard is so technologically impressive before we even get to like Tom doing that and staying chill while doing it. Like the fact that they do it with no music delay, they have achieved what Zoom still can't. Because I don't know if you've ever tried to harmonize with anyone on a Zoom call before, but it doesn't work because of the inherent delays. And so I'm forever impressed by that aspect of it all with Sunset Boulevard. And so for that reason alone, I think it's harder to replicate, especially where music is involved, than it seems. Oh, I can't hear the edge piece. Putting the rumours to one side, who would each of you love to cast alongside Rachel in Evita? That is a great question. I've had a couple of good names thrown around.
It said throwaway rumours.
Yes.
I mean, we both said we'd like to see Mason involved in something.
Oh yeah, Mason Alexander Park, always and forever. I'm just trying to remember. What was the name of the actor? David Alvarez, who was in the West Side Story movie. I mean, this is apparently only people from the West Side Story movie are available because they approached Ariana DeBose and then she couldn't do it, and now Rachel is doing it. I thought he was brilliant in that film. I don't know if he's a Che vocally, but if he is, I think that would be fun. Someone said Raul Esparza would be a great Perron, and now I want that. I think that would be great. Do we think Edward II will transfer to London, or is Daniel too busy? I think Daniel is probably too busy. And I don't know, I think it would be a bit of a hard sell.
It's a hard play to promote.
Yeah.
It's very graphic as well, so it's like...
It is.
There's definitely an age guidance on that show.
Are you singing Titus? Are you singing Titus Andronicus? Titus Andronicus. No. Are you seeing Titus Andronicus? I don't believe so. What do you know about the rumor that Timothée Chalamet is going to be in Rocky Horror on Broadway? I don't believe it for a second. I do not think it's true. I think wires are getting crossed. I think Rocky Horror, well, we know Rocky Horror is coming back to Broadway. That's been confirmed in the upcoming Roundabout season. And I think Timothée Chalamet will do Broadway. I don't think those two things are related. Are you annoyed they didn't renew Schmigadoon for another season? Yes, because we were getting Into the Woods content and I wanted it. I think that season would have been a lot of my favourite shows. Into the Woods, Les Mis, Sondheim era, come on now. For Evita, they could have an actor making their professional debut, playing a huge part, knowing Jamie Lloyd's track record with getting actors their professional debuts.
I feel like that would
be
Mistress.
Yeah.
Because that is kind of what the Mistress role is.
It's also... Grace Hodgett-Young made her professional debut in Sunset. A lot of what Jamie does is... It's not necessarily actors making their pro debut as much as just sort of really boosting their profile and getting big roles and opportunities based on talent alongside big star names. But whether they want to sort of a dual starry approach for Vita, I don't know. I really want a Daniel Raggett directed production of either Dido, Queen of Carthage, or Tamerlane now. Fair enough. Oh no, I've answered this question. Cool. I'm up to date. We may have to... See, I want to start putting the ends together properly, but I think I'm going to have to do it on the floor, on top of this picture. It's also nearly midnight, and I am doing a show tomorrow, so at some point, I need to sleep.
Yes. I'll be honest, this is not getting any easier. Although I've nearly finished. It is rusty.
It's old and it's dusty. It can't be. It's rusty. He's going to race. He's going to lose face. I'm gonna enter. Ha 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 ha. I'll be victorious. I'm gonna win. Are there any major Broadway shows that you've heard could potentially transfer to London at some point? There is no space currently. There is no room at the inn when it comes to West End transfers, even for UK productions looking to transfer in from regional theatres.
We just don't have room.
Where's anything going to go? There is no room. Here's a big problem we are currently
For
having.
anything to go in, shows need to close, or we need new theatres, but where it takes too many years for them to be made.
Andrew Barth Feldman is too famous now to tour with Kimberly Akimbo, and the current Seth, I am a very big fan of. We saw him on Broadway. He was the first cover.
I thought it was Justin Cooley right now.
I thought Justin Cooley was only doing a little stint.
Oh, I don't know. I thought he was still in it.
If Justin Cooley's still in it, then he was Seth on Broadway. But we have seen both of the Seths on the tour in that case. Andrew Barth Feldman would be a great Seth in a Kimberly Akimbo movie, which I think would work. Andrew Barth Feldman and Meryl Streep, Kimberly Akimbo film. Pitch. Take it. Take it and run. I like the way you see the world. I like your point of view.
According to this, it is still Justin Cooley.
If it's still Justin Cooley, fine.
Thingy's not on the website anymore.
Oh, has he left?
Yeah.
Oh, he's left.
I think Justin Cooley came in and replaced.
Maybe he's doing.
I think when the passage opened back. Then...
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I think Andrew Barth Feldman would be a great Seth in Kimberly Akimbo. We saw One Man Musical, didn't see it at the Boulevard, saw it at the Edinburgh Fringe. It's a show about me. Hilarious, loved it. Thoughts on the new Hunger Games production? I'm intrigued. I think it looks really cool. I'm hearing a lot about how they're staging it. I'm not hearing a lot about like how they're uplifting the themes and like the why it makes sense theatrically. But I think the aspect of it that's to do with like the fighting and the way it's being staged with this sort of like familiar of this Roman sort of Colosseum, this gladiatorial combat, I think is really appropriate for the show. I hope the material is strong enough to justify it, because we don't always see that in a lot of these productions. Any rumours for the next Cabaret West End MC and Sally Bowles? Of the various MC names I've heard, it seems like they'll be staying in a very West End theatre realm. I will say that much. I had a great Sally Bowles idea the other day.
Huh?
I can't remember who it was. I remember thinking, Sally Bowles. make that happen. I don't think it was Amanda Seyfried, just because she was singing on a talk show the other day and everyone was like losing their mind. There was someone. I've wanted Emma Watson to play Sally Bowles for the longest time. I think she'd be great. We need John Gallagher Jr. to play a role in a Kimberly Akimbo movie. I don't know what one he could do, but it makes it. He'd be the dad.
Yeah, that would be well.
He'd be the dad. He'd be a great dad. Yeah. I can't remember the dad's name. It's Patty and...
I can tell you.
I don't remember the dad's name in Kimberly.
Buddy.
Buddy.
Not the elf.
It's the story of Buddy the dad. Yeah, John Gallagher Jr. would be great at that.
I'll be honest, I'm slightly flanking.
Yeah, I am too. But I don't know what the end game is for this.
It's going to take a lot longer than you originally thought.
It is. It is. Well, this is our puzzle progress. You know, not terrible. That felt like a fitting finale.
Yeah.
Not terrible. I'm going to tilt it slightly so you can see James Corden as the dad. Stop it. Stop it. Absolutely not. Have a word with yourself. With so much star casting this season in New York and London, who would you like to see on stage in the near future? More theatre actors.
Well, who would we like to come back to Broadway that was a Broadway big name? I want Louise... West End-wise, I want Louise Dearman back on stage in a role.
Yes.
Please.
Sherry Renee Scott has recently returned to the New York stage. That made me very happy. Jessie Mueller.
Oh, or Heidi Blickenstuff.
Heidi Blickenstuff. Yeah, why not? She could replace in Death Becomes Her if they need replacements. Lady Gaga would actually be great casting for Sally Bowles in Cabaret. Lady Gaga's not going to replace. Lady Gaga's going to be Tony eligible. Whatever she does. If she does something.
She said she wants to write her own musical and star in it.
Yeah. There you
For
go.
the Tonys.
Yeah. Sorry, David. I missed your question further up. I saw Cabaret with Adam Lambert a couple of days after the inauguration. I think we might have seen it a few days after the. Did you see it on that trip? Yeah. It hit hard and the audience seemed to love it. Do you think Broadway is warming to the production? I do. I think they've also... I don't know if you saw it with Eddie Redmayne. They've changed it in subtle ways around this new that second cast coming in that I think allow it to be a little more endeared to Broadway audiences, which is smart. And I'm glad they're giving it a chance. I'm glad they're trying to have it run there. Because a lot of people thought it was just going to not be the same success, but I'm glad they're making a go of it. I think the production deserves it.
You were having the same problems I was having with the leg.
Yeah, he really tried to figure out where that goes. Do we think Oedipus is going to have an American supporting cast, or depends what's coming over here at the same time because of equity exchanges? There's every possibility. It would probably be easier for them to have an American supporting cast unless something happens to be coming over here and then they do a swap. Once Frances Mailey McCann leaves The Great Gatsby, a reunion with Jordan Luke Gage in Cabaret as Sally Bowles in the MC would actually be insane. Interesting, yes. Would Jonathan Bailey make a good MC? I think his profile's too big to do it at the moment as a replacement. But I think he'd make a decent MC. He's more of a Cliff. And not in this production. We haven't seen the Huaboon merch, but we've been told about it already on this live stream. I'm glad our brand is so clear that people feel the need to bring us that information. I appreciate you very much. Chuckus from Adelaide for the most amazing live show. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you. Interesting. Outside of musical theatre cast recordings, what other genres of music do you listen to each day? Chapel Roan and Ladies of the 80s. Genuinely. I think if there are no more burning and pressing questions from the 120 of you apparently still with us, I think we may have to figure out what we're doing with this and then possibly call it an evening, because I have a live show tomorrow night at the Phoenix Arts Club, which, as a reminder, you can get tickets to join us in person at the link in the description of this live, or at the same link, if you go to the bottom of those dates on the page that it takes you to, you can get live stream tickets to watch it from anywhere around the world. I am very excited to be joined by Jordan Lee Smith, by Mason Alexander Park, by Claudia Karaoke. The set list is wild. There has never been so many songs at a MickeyJoTheatre Live before. So that's really exciting. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really nice evening. There's musical theatre trivia that I'm going to write in the morning, and you can win prizes. So yeah, do feel free to join us, or grab a live stream ticket for tomorrow night. I'm wearing a particularly outlandish blazer. Are you still planning on doing some live shows elsewhere in order to accommodate disabled fans and interviewees? Yes, very much so, yes. That is a watch this space at the moment. Would you ever consider bringing MickeyJoTheatre Live to a West End venue if it was ever a consideration? If I thought that was feasible, then sure. Currently, I think we are in the scale of space that makes sense for us. But that would obviously be very exciting and cool. Have you ever considered going to the Tony Awards during a New York trip? Again, if I thought it was possible or likely, that would also be very cool. I try not to dream too big. But just being in New York during the Tonys would be a cool thing to do, I think. Thank you, Veronica. So yes, anyone who is coming to the live show tomorrow night, I will see you there. Anyone who is tuning in via live stream, I will see you virtually, and you will see me. And I'm very excited for that. And there will be many, many videos coming next week. Lots of interesting hot topics from Broadway, a couple bits of news, I dare say, lots of reviews talking about Clueless, talking about Edward II at the RSC. And I'm going to 2 press nights next week. And I'll be reviewing those by the end of the week or by the start of the following week as well. And a little bit of a geographical announcement to come as well. So yes, Archie, I'm just guessing that there might be some news happening next week. I don't know for certain. But yes. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna deal with this and then sleep. I hope that everyone, as always, is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. Bye-bye.